Hello. Welcome to the Scorpio Scriptures Healing Academy. This is the Twin Flame Cosmic Frame Masterclass. So, this is going to be the accumulation of the last 3 years of my studies on the Twin Flame journey. This video, I want to make it clear before we begin. This video, if it resonates with you, I want you to listen to it over and over and over so you can really digest the Twin Flame Cosmic Frame. All right. So what you're going to learn in here is everything I know about the Twin Flame journey that has helped me to succeed on it up to this point. I understand there are different types of twin flames, etc., etc. The type of twin flame that will resonate with this video is somebody who doesn't just want like this perfect love, right? It is somebody who truly wants to fulfill their soul mission, their spiritual mission, and become one with their true self, getting closer to God, getting closer to pure love, and becoming who they were meant to be. And some people, there is a deep urge to really just seek the truth and embody the truth on this realm, 3D realm. And that will not be everyone, but if this is for you, what I'm saying resonates, then this will be for you, right? Okay? That's the first thing I want. This is going to be a long video. It's going to be packed with information. So I want to make that clear. There are many types of twin flames. This is not some little technique to help you manifest your twin flame, blah, 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 get them to unblock you. This is the whole deep thing. All that I understand right now, I understand to give to you. So this is not a video that is to be taken lightly, is what I want to say. This is a accumulation of the last 3 years and everything I figured out. Now, a brief introduction, if you're new to the channel, Twin Flame, etc., etc. My name is Master J. I am the head of the Scorpio Scriptures Healing Facility. We work in Asia and we work with clients and people globally. We have a healing facility in central Vietnam. Right now, I am in Vietnam here. So I booked this hotel because the view is very nice. And the only reason I booked this hotel is I wanted to get you guys a nice view to film this video. This video has been in my head for the last 3 months on how to create it. The journey has been the last 3 years. And I've been in Vietnam right now for about 3 weeks. And this video is going to be split into 3 different parts. So we're talking huge synchronicities here. Now let me show you the view because I'm going to close the door here to set the ambience right. I tried for you guys. The problem why I'm not filming outside, which I wanted to, it would have been beautiful, is it is about 90 degrees here. And you see all the incoming traffic. There's a lot of honking here. So this was my idea to film a video like this, but I don't want to sit and film for hours sweating all this stuff. So this is where we are right now. This is the energy that I've been absorbing to unleash this video, aka the Twin Flame Cosmic Frame. So let's set the vibe, let's set the mood, and we're going to go right into it, okay? Now, I repeat, this is something I want you to watch over and over if you are very invested in your Twin Flame journey, okay? This is some deep stuff and some very serious stuff. All right. So Jay's serious here. Let's get this camera perfect. One man producing crew right now. So I have with me some sparkling water, some Korean Powerade, and this grapefruit that I bought from a little lady down the street, and some Vietnamese coffee. If you never had Vietnamese coffee, it's fantastic. So don't mind me if you see me drinking or eating. I gotta remain nourished. So we're gonna be fueled by Vietnamese Cafe Dan. It is, if you've never had Vietnamese coffee, I highly recommend it. It is some of the best coffee in the world. Vietnam is the #2 consumers and producers of coffee in the world, considering us being such a small country. So look at this beautiful cup. Oh, is it all of it? Almost. You see that? That is real coffee. So cheers. I hope this video is of great value to you. It's at about 5 minutes right now, so you rewatch this, you can skip the 5 minutes. Now let's begin, okay? Yes. All right, so let's start with the introduction. I even have a little whiteboard here and expo markers. This guy is not messing around today. Okay, so introduction. Twin flame introduction. So for the last 3 years, I've been on a twin flame journey. I had my spiritual awakening around 7 years ago. And what happened when I had my spiritual awakening is I began to see the truth, right? Many of you guys may have began to see the truth, etc., etc. When I was younger, I had wanted to live the life that I live now, which is to travel the world, help people, and to be free. And in my mind, I had this idea where I would be running businesses and just making money and coaching people. But at the time, yes, I had a very, very damaged viewpoint on women. I had a very bad relationship with my mother and my father. I used to call a woman, to be honest, I basically was like one of those like red pill guys that you see on the internet, like Fresh and Fit or something, right? I was just like, fuck these bitches. Excuse my language. Fuck these women. Fuck bitches. I want money. Love is for losers. Love is stupid. I don't care about anything. I was very detached and cold from my emotions. And I was quite the evil person, even though I thought I was doing good. I had a skewed viewpoint of the world, which was, I want money. I want power. I want freedom. And fuck everybody. I hate all of you losers. You guys are fucking pieces of shit. Nobody can ever do or compare to me. Right? And I never wanted a relationship. I never wanted to get married. I never believed in love. I never believed in anything. All I wanted was to be that freaking like crazy warlord-esque type of guy, right? Detached from feelings and emotions. Someone like Fresh and Fit or like the Andrew Tate, right? That was my idea of life because of what had happened to me growing up. I had a poor relationship with my mother. We'd always argue. We'd always fight. I had a lot of resentment towards people. And there were many, many things that shaped my viewpoint. And I had a huge ego. And people had always told me, you're going to be very successful. And I was like, I know. Shut the fuck up. I already know. You're a fucking loser. And I had that type of attitude, right? And it brought me very far. And when I had my spiritual awakening, what happened is I worked in the medical field because I'd always wanted to help people, right? And I had always wanted to, well, in a way, it was, I wanted to get my parents off my back, really. I wanted to make them proud and to go into a, prestigious thing. So I was very young. I entered the medical field when I was 20. As I write this, I am almost 30. This is the end of my 20s to 30s, a 10-year cycle of entering adulthood. Long story short, I entered the medical field. I entered the workforce when I was around 20, 21, and I quit working in the hospital as an X-ray tech with a really good job and all this stuff. And my life was set out for me. Blah, blah, blah. I had a spiritual awakening from just wanting to be free. I had a huge cognitive dissonance. And the cognitive dissonance was, I've accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. And everybody's telling me I'm set for life. But I'm sitting here like a slave. And I'm sitting here miserable and working all my time and all my life. So I started watching YouTube videos. I watched a guy, his name was Trennis Henderson. He popped up in my feed somehow. And then he started talking about angel numbers. And then as time went on, I used to work the night shift, or not the night shift, we called it swing shift. It was a 12-hour shift from 11:30 to 11:30 at night. And after I watched Trennis Henderson's videos, at around 11 every night, about 20 minutes before I would clock out, I would keep opening my phone and I would see the numbers 1111. And there was this guy who worked there. His name was Papa Cephal. Shout out to you, Papa Cephal. He's a very cool guy. But he was the night shift worker. So I'd be working 11 to 11:30. He'd come in at around 11:10, 11:15, and he'd work 11:30, clocked in, to 7:30 a.m., right? Night shift. And he was about to retire. He was like 63, 64. And I remember people would always talk about him, and they would go, oh man, Cephal's going to retire soon. We need a new person for the night shift. They're like, wow, Jay, you're so lucky. You don't have to take Papa Cephal's shift. You got the swing shift. And I was like, yeah. And I would sit there as a 21, 22-year-old, and the thought would come to my head. So I'm 22 years old, and this guy has been working. He's about to retire in a year. And I would sit there for nights. Whenever he'd clock in, I would think, so for the next 40 years, I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be like this guy. And it would bother me. And that thought kept on coming in my head. It would bother me, and it would bother me, and it would bother me. And then after watching Trennis Henderson's videos on angel numbers, every time for like 2 or 3 weeks, I'd open the phone right before, it's time to clock out. Oh, Cephal's here. And I'd look at my phone, and it'd be 11:11. And we're like, huh. And it happened for like a week or 2 weeks. And it really started to bother me. It really, really started to bother me. I was like, what is 11:11? So I started Googling like angel numbers, 11:11, master number, spiritual awakening, And as time went on, I literally went home one day. I think it was my day off from the night shift, or not night shift, swing shift. I work like Saturday, Sunday, and then I have like one Monday off, and I go back to work. So I went to sleep one night, and I put on these binaural beats. It was from this channel called Locomotive Healing. Ask and you shall receive. Yeah, I never forget this. It's been a crazy journey. I was meditating at night, listening to this thing, right? Listening to this binaural beats, and I started crying. And then I began to hear another voice in my head, which at the time I did not know, but was my higher self. And my higher self said to me, he started talking to me. He said, look, you think you're so fucking cool. And literally said things like this. You think you're so fucking cool. You think you're a leader. You think you're all this. You're an upright person. You think so, and you like to lie to yourself, but you're working this job and you're a slave. And I started crying because I knew it was true. I started crying in my bedroom. I remember this. This is when it all happened. I started crying in my bedroom, and this voice would not leave me alone. It said, you think you're so fucking cool, but you're a slave. You're a slave to this system. You want to do so much in the world, and you want to be a leader. You want to help people. But look at you. You're nothing but a slave. And at this point, I've been working for like a year straight already. So my life was nothing. I had no social life. I had work on the weekends, all this stuff. And I was a very detached person from my emotions. So I'd always suppress things. So this meditation really opened the floodgates. Then the voice called out to me, and I just started crying, and it wouldn't leave me alone. My higher self said, you think you're so fucking cool, but you're a slave. Tell you what, you can go and be a leader, and you can go and help your people. And I was like, mind you, this is the first time my introduction into the spiritual world. I did not grow up with any concept of God or spirituality or anything. My family, we come from a Buddhist background. So my parents never really taught me anything about spirituality whatsoever. So I was very, very confused here. Hearing another voice communicating with me was something very new to me. It said, look, if you want to be a leader, all you have to do is go and quit your stupid job, and I will guide you. And it wouldn't leave me alone. And then I said, do you want to be a leader and help your people? Or do you want to be a slave forever? And I was like, well, yeah, I want to be a leader. It was like, okay, just go quit your job. I was like, okay, I'll quit my job. It's like, are you sure? It's like a tug of war in my head. It's like, are you sure you want to quit your job? I was like, yes, I will. And then he was like, okay. And I sat there for like 10 minutes, and I was receiving downloads of information in my mind. It said, okay, go quit your job when you go back to work and everything will be fine. And then that state, that flow state, that connection with the spiritual world kind of closed up. I took off the meditation earbuds and I was like, freak, I am never ever listening to these weird meditation audios again. That is so crazy. And I went to sleep. And then the next day I went to work and I was like, man, whatever happened with that meditation, that was weird. The first day I walked in back to work, I said, oh, I need to quit now. I just knew. And after that day, I became very connected to my intuition. And that is the story of my spiritual awakening. I quit my job, and all these downloads came to me. And it was not easy. I thought I had ruined my life. A lot of times, I had met many of my mentors. One of my mentors' name is Mark Houghton. Another one of my mentors' name is Brandon Carter. And that is when I began my journey into the outside of the quote-unquote matrix world. Those were two of my big mentors. Ireland Clark, Brandon Carter, Mark Houghton, Joseph Rodriguez, so immortal of immortal minds. And there's many other people who helped me along this journey. Now, what happened in the meantime? In the meantime, that is when I became a online fitness trainer, personal trainer. And then a couple years in there, I tapped into my sole purpose, which was healing people. A couple years after that, just about 3 years ago, is when I met my twin flame. And it's when everything really clicked together. Along the time of me doing all these things, I was still a very closed and detached and kind of crazy person. It was a long spiritual awakening process. When I met my twin flame, the Scorpio scriptures was born. And that's when things started to become whole. So the irony of this, through meeting my twin flame, was a completion of the beginning of my soul mission, which I already do right now, which is help many people, lead them with relationships, love, spiritual awakening, twin flame journey, coaching, healing, mentorship, etc. from my twin flame. From meeting her, she was the emotional aspect of love, right? The hero's journey, or the alchemist, the hero's journey, right? The alchemist, Paulo Coelho. What's his name? I forgot his name right now, but he meets this girl named Fatima. And Fatima is the symbol of unconditional love. Throughout my journey, and as I return now, she has always been there as a symbol of unconditional love to me and has given me the gift or the scepter of power, which I can now bring back to the people. So 7-8 years ago, this whole journey is wrapping up. And everything I've learned in between is going to be shared with you now. Right? So that's a little background of every single little thing. And as I create this, I'm about to turn 30 years old, which will begin a new cycle in my life. So from 20 to 30, this is what I have for you. And maybe when I'm 30 to 40, I will also have something else for you. Who knows? But I will continue doing what I meant to do from that day when I connected to my true self, which is bringing in the light of me, of God through me to express myself. The day I had my spiritual awakening, all I understood was there is some channel of information that comes through us, and we are simply a radio signal to express the love of the divine and truth onto the cosmos, onto the planet, etc. Life is simply about coming home, right? They say, seek ye the kingdom of heaven within, and all shall be added unto you. And what I see now, a lot of the twin flame journey is about that, but it is a express road. So the same person who had these same goals years ago, fuck love, fuck all this, I want this, I want to travel, I want to live my dream life, blah, blah, blah. The missing piece, the irony, was the love of my twin flame and integrating wholeness into myself that gave me everything I dreamed of. It is ironic. It is ironic. God will give you this dream. And the thing that you need the most is oftentimes the key for you attaining your desires. It is oftentimes the key. It is very ironic. It is very, very, very ironic. So that's a little bit about me, right? We condense things. Condensed version. So that's what the twin flame has done for me. And I tell you, in the beginning, I didn't believe in twin flames at all. Now, I'm going to stop rambling so much. So let's start on the whole twin flame concept. That's just a little bit, that's a decade, almost a decade condensed into about 15 minutes, all right? So let's leave that at that. If you want to connect with me or something in the future, or we end up meeting up, you join our network, whatever, then I can talk to you more about that. We can share, have a cup of coffee, drink some water, etc., whatever together. But that is about all you need to know. I was this guy who wanted, my dream was to be this person. And I said, fuck love. And in attaining true love, a gift from God, which is my twin flame, I attained everything that I desired. You always know what you truly want, but you don't know how you're going to get there. And I think that's the joy of life. I think that's what makes it exciting. That's what makes it fun. There are many lessons to integrate. There are many things to learn along the way. There are many, many, many challenges of the mind. And there are many things that you may endure along the way that will add to this contrast. If you want to live it, you have to embody it. And you have to go through these things. How would I ever be able to understand or teach these things to you if I had not gone through it? In this universe, in this reality that we exist in, things are very fair in that when people understand certain things, they understand it because likely they have gone through it. You cannot just understand all these things about knowledge and wisdom and attaining things and become this person who has understanding, who endures, who is loving without living through these things, right? So if I can pass on some wisdom to help you grow or learn or just, you know what I mean? Just, freedom. I'm free. I'm love. I'm pure, etc. Then that's great. That's great. Okay. All right. So let's take a short break here. Excuse me. Now, if you have any questions, you can comment them below and I will be answering them in future podcasts or something, etc. But that's a little bit. If you're new to the channel or you have been following for a while, So through my twin flame, a healthy version and healthy thing for the world was born, right? Before I was a very unhealthy person. Now let's start. So specifically, who would this training be for? This training would be for someone with a certain level of understanding. Training masterclass. I'm just writing this down so you can see here. A little checkbox for you. I know a lot of you guys are very, very intelligent, very smart, so this will help. So this training is for a type of person like this. Somebody who is on their twin flame journey, who has a understanding about the Kundalini energy. You're somewhat familiar with that. Somebody with a strong spiritual sense. What I mean by spiritual sense is perhaps you are connected to your higher self. You have an understanding of connection to your higher self, spiritual sense, a little bit of a Kundalini awakening. You've had your spiritual awakening. You have met your twin flame. Separation / reunion. Separation / reunion, and a yearning to be better and to experience and to really, 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 like, I know, right? There's a note like, I know this is the right path for me to go on, but I don't know what to do with my twin flame, or I don't know what to do right now. I know there's something blocking me, and I know, etc., etc. This is something for you, okay? So that's who this is for. This is not for somebody who goes on the interwebs and reads about twin flame, and they're like, okay, I want to manifest my twin flame now, Jade. Let me go get this perfect love. I haven't met them. I've been blah, blah, blah. I just want to be a princess fairy tale. I want to have sex all day. It's not just that, okay? So this is I want to say high level stuff, but this is for someone at this certain level. Capiche? Okay, now let's get into it. Let's get into where I'm going to start with you guys. So twin flame, we're going to divide this into 3 aspects. We're going to start with what I call the spiritual line. Spiritual line, ancestral line. I do have another training on the things beyond this, but I don't believe it is necessary for you to understand this much. I don't believe it's necessary to put this out. Certain things won't apply or be that important, right? It's like things you can know, more twin flame training, that's variable in the Vega Star Network or private network. But I'm going to start where most of you guys will need to start. So let's start. What is a twin flame? What is twin flame really? Why do you have this strong connection with this person? And why are they like always on your mind? Why is there such a magnetic pull? So we want to start with what we call the soul group. Hello, it is Jay from the future. I apologize in this part of the video. I'm saying the word wrong. I'm saying nomad. It is actually monad. This level of teaching is not something I say a lot or speak a lot, and I mixed up the word because it's not something so important, but it's something that is a part of the twin flame journey. But the word is a monad, so you hear me say it a lot. I got it backwards. It's not a word I've said a lot in real life. It's just something that I understand. We can call this the nomad, or the soul group. And if I'm wrong about this, I'll correct it in the future. This is what I know. The soul nomad. Oh, one more thing. I know I talk a lot. This is a lot of information to digest, okay? Why am I qualified to teach this? Well, I've been on the twin flame journey for 3 years. They say it takes 10,000 hours to master something. I have been studying this and interpreting it every day for the last 3 years. As someone who works as a healer and as someone who runs a healing facility, I have the privilege to be able to sit here with no other huge responsibilities other than my own work. So this is my actual work that I do. And we divide 1,000 days, 10 hours a day of contemplating and dealing with twin flame journey. That's about 10,000 hours of mastery, yeah? So some people might be on the twin flame journey for like 10 years, 20 years, but they don't have the luxury that God gave me. I'm very lucky for this, where I can sit here and analyze things every day. So, you know, I get all these things sometimes. This guy's young, blah, 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 blah. Now, you can check our past work, you can check the Scorpio scriptures, all these things. This is what we do. So, soul nomad. It's monad, you idiot. What a dummy. Talking all this talk. Nomad. Soul group. It's coming from where you originate from, right? Let's just say the creator, the aspects of the creator split into many nomads, many groups, what they call a nomad, what they call a soul group, right? Is a creation, a blah, 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 split. You and your twin flame are likely from the same, probably, almost damn near 100% from the same soul group. Yes, you are. My twin flame and I, we are from the original nomad group. And it's likely that you are somewhere along this line as well. A very high level and developed soul who can understand certain things. If you listen and you understand what I'm saying, the energy don't lie. Where you come from, twin flames are mirrors of each other. We are split because in this dimension, there is no male and female entity. From what I know of, yes. I mean, there's like hermaphrodite animals, sure. But there is no man or woman that is born as a man or woman, right? It's not how it works. There is always light and dark. There's always the sun and the moon. There is always the male and the female and the masculine and feminine. So you guys come from an original substance. My twin and I, we come from the original substance of the Vietnamese race. I am an ascendant of a royal bloodline. She is an ascendant of a royal bloodline. My family is an ascendant of shamans and priests, which I am today. Hers is an ascendant of clerics and noble healers. So we are two sides of the same coin. That's, if you look in your twin flame mirroring, you'll probably see something of very similar aspects. You'll see something, when you begin to look at it, you'll see something that's very, very similar and very, very reverse mirror. And what I tell you is, it's not just similar, it's damn near perfect. When we talk mirroring, we talk real mirroring, right? So first understand where you guys come from. This is about as high as we need to go from here. There are other things, past lives, yes, but we start right here. Along the line, right? Disclaimer, this is all for entertainment purposes only. Along the line, we out down, right? We're talking about the spiritual aspect. Part 1 in Twin Flame, spiritual aspect. We go along. We have it's all wet. I need to. We have your ancestors. Ancestors, bloodline. Along your twin flame connection, as you guys split from an original substance, you will find that your ancestry and your bloodline is quite connected, whether it be mirroring in situations or you have been connected for a long, 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 long time. So just like my twin and I, we have a ancestral connection. Our family have known each other for generations. And with the ancestors comes a blockage. Blockage. Ancestors, blockage. Because if you are the twin flame, if you are the soul group that I am talking to, there is likely a big problem in your bloodline. There's likely a big problem. That is why the twin flame separation has occurred. That is why it's so hard for you guys to grow, come together. That's why it's so challenging for the ego. Likely, someone along the family line before, right, your bloodline, there is probably some spiritual issue. And your issues will mirror each other. Examples can be the R word, yes, sexual harassment, black magic, curses, gambling addictions, all sorts of things that manifest down in the bloodline. And I just use myself for example, so you guys can kind of understand, maybe somebody relates to me. This is what I've learned in the past 3 years, so I'll share with you, right? In my bloodline, there is a strong wound with the relation of the feminine. And in my twin flames bloodline, there is a strong wound in the relationship with the masculine, which manifests as a curse, right? It can destroy, it can cause improper marriages, a lot of miscarriages, suicide, drug addictions, gambling, things that are passed on. And you look in your ancestral line, you may see, you may see what I'm talking about. It might become clear to you. The whole purpose of this masterclass is to make things more clear to you so you can see what may be stopping you from your journey or evolution. You might just need to listen to one thing and you'll be like, ah, he's right. So here's something for me. I have 2 tattoos on my arms each. And I grew up in America. And my twin flame grew up in Vietnam. When someone in my bloodline committed suicide, I got this tattoo. And he was a male. And someone in her bloodline committed suicide, which I knew and who I grew up with. And she was a female. It was both in relation to love and relationships. So there's strong mirroring in both bloodlines. One male has committed suicide that I know of, who I grew up with, and one male has committed suicide in her bloodline, right? These are very, very, I didn't even think of this until recently, but these are strong mirroring marks. The odds are very high that you came in to this realm through birth as a twin flame to cut the cords of this blockage, bloodline. As I mentioned before, I had a poor relationship and view of women growing up. And through meeting my twin flame, that view has changed tremendously. I'll make another video later called Scorpio man's view on woman after twin flame healing, right? That's a whole nother topic. But my relationship with women and her relationship and men, masculine and feminine side, has tremendously healed from this. So I want to have you think of this, right? What in my bloodline is going on? What are these issues? Do I have an issue with my mom? Do I have an issue with my dad? Is it always like the woman has this type of trouble and I have this type of trouble now? And then in my twin flame, the guy always has this trouble? You know what I'm saying? So curses, blockages, interference. Basically, we can bring this down from the soul group, and we can bring this down into your bloodline, and we can bring this down into interferences. Interferences, yes? Interferences. What is interfering through your bloodline, in his bloodline, or her bloodline that has kept on manifesting? Because you are here, yes, you, to be a curse breaker. Now, we continue. Continuing with the spirituality, right? Likely you have a gift or a talent that is a result, that is a natural thing, a natural yearning that you want to bring into the world. And your twin flame, as you meet them, they're going to help destroy and purify this connection and bring that gift to the surface. There are the missing piece, the mirror of your complete whole self that will come to manifest when it is time for you guys to come together. And likely, if you are listening to this, you have met your twin flame already, and you are at this spot where I'm talking about right now. You have this gift, or you have this talent, and it is coming to the surface. And every time you come to your twin flame, your spiritual connection, it is purifying what I mentioned before. The curses or the interferences or the energetic blockages that have been passed down through the ancestral line. Make sense? So likely, the healers, who heals the best? The people that have healed themselves, the people that have gone inward and gotten to know themselves the most. So likely, you have some gift or you have some talent that you are developing, and your twin flame served as somewhat of a supercharger to come and push you and help you grow along the way. Now, with the ancestral line, spiritual line, right, part one, what's happening here is it is the root of your what I'm mentioning here is the very root and the very core makeup of your expression, which we can really look at as your connection to the divine, your connection to your intuition, your connection to your higher self, your peace, your knowing, right? All of these things in the higher plane, in the spiritual plane with the twin flame journey, they connect to your true self, your feeling of wholeness, your feeling of centeredness. This is the root. This is the base level of what all things are connecting to. And when you meet your twin, or if you have met your twin, it is because there is a manifestation, boom, where there are times where you come in harmony with yourself and you have manifested in the physical together. And when you guys are separating, what is happening is these interferences from the higher planes are pushing you out and pushing you back together and pushing you out and pushing you back together. Out, together, out, together, out, together. But the root of this, why this is happening, is all the things I just explained. There is some issue that has been passed down to you in a spiritual sense. Your gift and your talent and your inner expression is part of your mission that is coming out as a result of you healing. Because the healing is on such a deep core and pure level that it not only changes the past bloodline when you begin to heal this, when you begin to awaken this, it begins to change people around you. When you have the courage to say, you know, I want to embody love. I want to surrender. I want to become the best version of myself. I want to seek peace, seek wholeness, seek heaven within, and I will allow God's will to be done to me. You will begin to see these things fall away slowly and slowly and slowly. Is it making sense so far? Is it making sense? This is where it starts, right? This is where you and I originate. We originate from this higher dimensional plane as aspects of creation, expressing ourselves onto the 3D plane. But when we live in the 3D plane, but we have things in the 5D, 60, 70, beyond, ancestral plane, different dimensions causing us issues. We have all these blocks from the very root of where we come. In the 3D plane, we experience issues, we experience pain, separation from our twin flame, and a lack of feeling wholeness because of these things, right? A twin flame union, you embodying the whole version of yourself in the 3D plane. In order to do that, you must get rid of this. You must get rid of these things here, because you are a higher dimensional being. So how can you be higher dimensional love and consciousness in the 3D plane if in the 5D plane there are some issues here? Does that make sense? So twin flame, the root of the journey is bringing this to light, purging it all out, purifying it all out. So in the 3D physical plane, you don't exist as a 3D consciousness being, 3D consciousness love. You exist as your true self. Beyond the ancestors, beyond the soul group, beyond everything, you are a channel, you are a vessel, you are a light of the divine. Does this make sense here? If at any time you have any questions, you can ask some questions in the comments. I'll answer them in future videos, etc., etc., etc. How's the drawing, right? 5D, ascension. Let's even say, right here, we say pure love. Pure love cannot be expressed in the 3D if there are issues in the other Ds. So this is the result of pain, separation, wounds, that thing you feel, that yearning, this is where it comes from. This is where it comes from, right? This twin flame, cosmic frame. This is the frame of the twin flame journey that I am showing you here. Okay, so that is part one, understanding the root of the twin flame journey. We go on where you come from, where the ancestral line, the bloodline, perhaps the curses, the issues, the soul group, your gifts, your talents, your abilities to break curses, your abilities to heal, your expression on this realm, on this planet, your desires, where it comes from, understanding why twin flames exist. They are two of the same kind, and it's very, very rare, and you're very, very lucky to have your twin flame come up on this realm and be a embodiment of a void of all other things but love, an expression of truth, an expression of pure being. Okay, so that's part one. We're going to go into part two in a moment. I'm going to take a quick drink and we'll continue from there. Okay, I hope you are ready. I hope this has been of value to you. Let's continue on to part two. Part two. So part one, right? The whole bloodline, spiritual thing, you don't have any control of that really, right? okay, let's say you chose to be born in this bloodline, you chose to be related to these people, sure, before you were born, but you don't have any direct control over that, really, right? You can't go, you know what, I'm gonna go back in time, I'm gonna change my mother to a different mother. You can't do that. Maybe. However, part two is something you have a huge influence over. And actually, part two is probably the most important part. It is where the twin flame journey is really, really, really experienced and lived, and where all the chaos is lived. And this is something you have the most power over. Are you ready? So part two of the twin flame cosmic frame. What you can look at here and what we will go over here is your ego, persona, mind. Ego, persona, and mind. This is who you have believed yourself to be, and who the world, who your bloodline, who your family, who your environment has shaped you into. And this is where most spiritual work takes place. This is where most of the twin flame journey takes place, because your ego is very, very, very challenged on the twin flame journey. Because ego, as we understand, ego manifests as something to keep us alive, right? We develop these traumatic responses. You and I have been through things in life that we would most likely wish upon no one. The struggles you have went through, the pain that you have faced, the absent father or absent mother, the childhood traumas, the abandonment, these things that happened to you, that should not have happened to you, shape the way your relationship with the world is. And when you meet your twin flame, a symbol, an embodiment of pure higher love, right? You begin to become very, very challenged. And the wounds come up and they're very ugly. The anger comes up and it's very ugly. The trauma, the distrust, the betrayal, all these things come up and they're very, very, very ugly. I admit, when I met my twin flame, I was very, very abusive to her. And I did not treat her the way she should have been treated. And that resulted in our first separation. And that resulted in her entering a karmic relationship, and that causing her hell and causing me hell. And almost a year later, we come back home to each other. But witnessing that, it is a huge lesson. It is a huge blow to both of our egos and personalities. So some of you guys may be here. Some of you guys may have experienced this pain right here, where your ego and those wounds or those sick parts of you, those parts of judgment, those parts of hatred, the twin flame, they trigger those darkest parts in you and they bring it to the surface, and it feels terrible because the ego does not want to die. But I tell you what, when the ego dies, it is liberating. It is liberating. So let's go into our egos. Let's go into our personas. What's the first thing we can look at here? So these are things that it might be a little triggering to you. I know. I might trigger you a little bit. I know. That's what healing is. It's triggering. And it's tough. And it's painful. I know. But I'm sure your twin flame has triggered you more than I ever will. Woo. Okay. So let's just look at this tiny little word that we're all familiar with. Trauma. Trauma. All right, you've been through some shit. I've been through some shit. We've all been through some shit. And we all do our best to survive in the world. Personalities and certain things and trauma is really passed down from our environment. And if you truly want to break this cycle and you truly want to understand this, I tell you this, and I mean this from the bottom of not my heart, but my soul. I know this is the most important thing that you will hear in this video. Most of your trauma in life came from these two people. Mom and dad. Regardless if you have been conscious or aware of it or not, most of your trauma in life came from mom and dad. And a core of your personality and makeup, trauma responses came from these two people. Now, there's something in your mind saying, no, I had an excellent mom. My dad was a piece of shit. Oh, I had a great dad. Or my dad died. He was abusive, but my mom is great. Or my mom died. I don't know my mom, blah, blah, blah. I may be triggering a very sensitive spot here. I know. I understand. I used to have a terrible relationship with my mother and my father. And I resented them and I hated them and I judged them. And I think it's a very common thing. You might say, I love my mom or I love my dad. They did everything they could for me. But this happens to all of us. Every single human being this happens to. We become judgmental. We go through trauma and we respond to things. We feel guilt, we feel shame, and we feel a false sense of love. Oh, I love him or her because they did this to me. I know they tried their best. I love them, don't I? But they make me so mad. They make me so angry all the time. I hate that he wasn't there. I hate that he died. I hate that she was an alcoholic. He was an alcoholic, etc. Regardless of who you are, forgive your mother, forgive your father. None of this that I am teaching you will work unless you forgive them. You say, Jay, I have nothing to forgive my mother for. I only hate my dad. I have nothing to forgive my father for. He's dead. I only hate my mom. Forgive them both. Because you will see, although they tried their best, they shaped you, they wounded you into certain things. And you may be very triggered when you hear this. Go to them. Call them. Talk to them. If they're still alive. Mother, when I was young, we had issues. I resented you. I am wrong for resenting you. I forgive you for everything you've ever done, and I'm sorry for hating you. Same with your dad. Trust me, trust me, trust me. You cannot start the true healing journey until you do this. Your life will never, ever, ever be the way that it is supposed to be until you can do this one thing. Because likely your parents impose their will on you and cause you much trauma. And you might have guilt or shame for even thinking of telling them you forgive them. But trust me, If you are afraid, or if you are hesitant, or if you are resistant to do this, then that is a sign that there is something coming up deep down inside you that you need to forgive them. If you are scared to talk to your mom, if you're scared to talk to your dad and say you forgive them, there is a sign, there is some trauma, there is some wound there that has imposed its will, grabbed your personality, grabbed your mind, and shaped you into a person who they wanted you to be. Yes, they did their best. Maybe. Yes, they might love you. Maybe. But it is a love that is tied to guilt, shame, and survival of the ego. If you want to experience and you want to be free, truly free, a free version of yourself, the highest version of yourself, you must forgive your mother and your father. You must forgive them. You must speak to them and tell them. And when you do that, the chains of the past, of the shape of many of your images and your traumas, a huge burden will be lifted from you. That inner child is still there, and they're still expressing themselves right now. This is the most important thing. If you want to work with me and you need help doing this, I will guide you to this. You can join the Vegas Star Network, or you can work one-to-one to twin flame coaching. We'll mention it at the end. But this is a huge, huge part of spiritual growth. You must be able to face them for whatever they did and apologize for being so judgmental and resenting them. And you must forgive them for controlling you, for making you be a certain way, or making you feel guilty, taking sides in a relationship, etc. Do this, and much of your ego and much of your personality healing will begin. Because most of your problems in life came from the way you were brought up and raised. Trust me, this is a life-changing thing. If there is one thing I can tell every single human being in the planet, is forgive. Forgive your mother and your father. Stop holding on to anything. Stop feeling guilty for anything. Stop feeling shame. Do not feel guilty for even having to bring this thing up to them, and do not try to defend them. You know what they did. They know what they did. And part of becoming the best version of yourself is to let go of the ties of the ego, let go of the traumas of the past, be able to forgive, let go, and allow yourself to open in the new. Now, a lot of the development of trauma, it will come in many ways. We want to begin to talk about the male and the female, or what we call the masculine and the feminine energy, right? So whichever one you tend to be more heavy in, you will see the mirroring in the opposite sex or opposite polarity twin flame, right? The masculine, the feminine. So things that can manifest in the ego, the personality, the mind of a wounded masculine. It's extreme impatience. Impatience. Power. Impatience. Power. Coldness. Right? Force. In the feminine, we can see what we call a doormat, right? Doormat. Too trusting. Spreading thin. Lack of assertiveness. So say you're a twin flame and you find these traits. You find these traits in your counterpart. Right? You want to do healing? The great thing with the twin flame journey and healing is when one side heals, the other side heals. So if you decide, you go, right? Say you're the feminine twin flame and you're like, man, my twin flame, Becky, My twin flame, he's so damn slow. He's so weak. He's just so attached to the material world. He's such a bee. He's so emotionally closed off. Well, maybe he is mirroring back to you parts of yourself, right? Maybe because you are so forceful and impatient and want to make things happen. I find this a lot. Hurry up, go do this now. A lot of twin flames, this happens. And this is one of the traps that happens a lot with the twin flame, is one of them knows and the other one doesn't. It's like, man, my twin flame's stupid. Man, they're so slow. Yeah. Why can't they just hurry up? Why can't we do this? Why blah, 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 blah. How come they don't know any of this? How come they get taken advantage of? Come on, man, I'm right here. Hurry up, stupid. Right? That might be comment below if that's you. Or you don't have to comment, right? Just that might be you. Because I was like that too. I was very impatient. I was very cold. I was very forceful in my twin flame journey. Forcing things does not work. Being impatient is a sign in yourself that you need to begin to look at. Why do you have this forceful desire to control the world or other people? Why do you have this impatience? Because if you look within yourself and you begin to heal these aspects of yourself, things on the outside will begin to work out fine. And most of these things can be related to what I mentioned earlier, the traumas and everything that I mentioned earlier. Yeah. Maybe you have anxiety. Maybe you are not trusting of people. And then your twin is too trusting of other people. And you look at them and you go, what an idiot. What an idiot. Right? Your ego's all triggered and you're going to hell. And what's the saying? Hell in a handbasket. You're going to hell. You go, oh, what a dummy. You're not supposed to trust anyone. Stupid twin flame. Look at them trusting all these people and getting taken advantage of. Me, I don't trust anybody. That's why I'm this way, and that's why I'm so great, and that's why we need to be together, because I know better than her. I know better than him. Right? It's all the ego and the wounds that your twin flame will bring up to you. So when you have these thoughts about them, and you see the lack in them, what you are really seeing is the lack in yourself. And you want to take this lack and go back and look at your ego and look at your personality, look at this mind, because this is the one that this phase 2, right? Or part 2 of this training, this is the one that you can really look at the most and start to see clearly. As I mentioned, in your ancestors, right? In your bloodline, your soul group, you can't really go there and just go, hey, yeah, let's change this right now. You can on higher levels, yeah, but when we're talking about the ego, the personality, the mind, the you that's with you all the time, that's not really you, but you think it's you, and then there's another you that's expressing yourself all the time because through trauma and through relationships and all these things, that is the one that you can affect the most and observe the most, and you can start to see the most. And I want to stress this: you see the problem with your twin flame, but oftentimes we have a blind spot. We don't see the problem with ourselves because we are judging. Don't judge. When you notice something in them, that is an opportunity for you to notice something in yourself. Don't judge. Let it go. Forgive. Stop judging. What's going on here? Oh, I don't like how they're like, they never do this thing and they need to hurry up. They need to hurry up. Maybe that's something in you. Why does everybody need to hurry up? Why do you want to control all these things? What's the issue here? What is the issue? Can you really, really go deep down and start to see? And if you do, I guarantee something will come up. It relate to your mother or your father, something that happened towards childhood. And that is what the love of the twin flame is really bringing up. These issues that you face with your twin oftentimes are deeper root problems in your ego or your personality, or things that happen in your mind, in your energy field, and it causes your ego to develop in such a way where certain things really trigger you, because it brings fear, it brings anger, and it brings judgment, and it brings a dark, wicked energy that should not be there. So the twin flame is really, really good at pulling these things out you. So when your twin flame pulls these things out of you. You don't want to sit there and become consumed and hypnotized by your anger and your judgment. You want to observe and see, where is this anger really coming from? Where is this judgment really coming from? What is it about them that is bringing something up in me? Because like, what's it saying? That's just your opinion, man. That's just your opinion. But the beautiful thing, right? Because it's your twin flame. When you see it in yourself and you heal it in yourself, it will heal in them anyway. And when you heal it in yourself and when you heal it in them, you heal it in the bloodline. You heal it in their family. You heal it in the world. And you begin to open yourself up and you begin to see things in a different way and you begin to express things in a different way. Because you are the universe expressing itself out. So when you have your mirror pulling something sick, angry out of you, don't identify with that. Ask yourself, where is it coming from? Who is this I that is imposing itself on my body? What is really happening here? Because that's the beauty of the twin flame journey. You bring that energy and attention back in here. And when you bring it back in here, it begins to heal, open up, and radiate outwards. The twin flame is a cheat code. Yes, it shows you your traumas, your wounds, the problems immediately. But when you come back in here, you fix. You quote unquote fix. You become whole in yourself. You help another person become whole just through a whiplash effect because they are your mirror. And through that, the things around you, the things around them, light is brought onto the world. More light is brought onto the world because you are able to overcome the darkness that is within you. The darkness that is within you is illuminated through the darkness that you see on them. When we judge, when we are angry, when we get these impatience things, we see, we are being shown what's going on in here. Is it even here? Or is it what happened to you? So all these things become expressions, right? Trauma development, anger towards mom and dad, responses, personality, what we call personality. What it really is it is pure mirroring. Pure mirroring. Twin flame is such a great fascinating thing for the human being to experience because the mirroring is pure. It is always pure. It is perfect balance coming in by destroying all the impurities that currently exist. So that is what many of you are likely to be stuck on right now. And the thing is, time is not really a factor in this. When it comes to your ego, when it comes to your personality, when it comes to your mind, when it comes to the things you experience in here, right? Time and whatnot is not truly a thing when it comes to mirroring. Because in a second, you can experience a shift. And you shift your inner world. You shift your twin flame's inner world as a result. And you have what is called the tower moment. What you are experiencing is pure mirroring. Now, the universe is a mirror to you. Yes, the universe is a mirror to you. I am a mirror to you. As we all are aspects of one. Yes, I am a mirror to the information that needs to be relayed to you currently in this moment because your soul has evolved, and your understanding and consciousness has evolved. We're aspects of source. We're also aspects of spirit, a substance that is always evolving, growing, embodying love, and expanding. That is us. Our natural state is to what? Be fruitful and to multiply. I mean, is to grow, to fulfill, to love, to experience, to be the light of the earth, to be the light of the world. And anything that is taking away from that is stopping you from your natural flow and your natural substance. So when you're experiencing these traumas and when you're experiencing these mirrorings and these things like, no, that is something to examine. That is something to take the light of yourself, the love that is within, and to shine it on the darkness that is stopping you. If it's not helping you flow and it's not helping you grow, it's got to go. And through the mirroring, you will find that. Many of you may be stuck right here, what I'm talking about. Many of you may have just needed to listen to this video just to hear this one thing. You're welcome. I'm just seeing if there's anything else to add to this. Yes. Mind you, I know I speak of this very nonchalantly. It's because I am a healer. It's because I used to work in a hospital and I have healed many, many, many things. Scorpio Scriptures works with many, many, many people in different types of sicknesses, illnesses, or certain things. But I do understand these things are very heavy. It is just I've been around it and it is part of my work. But to you or someone listening, it might be very heavy. Yes, being abused is not something to be taken lightly. Being sexually abused is not something to be taken very lightly. Being raped is not something to be taken very lightly. But these things, they do live within us, and is heavy and dark stuff. No, I understand that. I totally understand that. So I don't want it to come off. I'm saying all these things. Many of these things that we go through are very unfortunate and very dark in life. And that is really the journey of healing, developing compassion, forgiving, right? Learning to do these things. There's a saying I heard, when you are only strong when you are exposed to your weakest parts. So these are not things that I want to come off saying it's like a joke or something. No, it's not a joke. I touch Scorpio Scriptures. Very often do I touch the darkest and most taboo subjects of life, and I've become very familiar with them. But I understand that not everybody is. So it's just a certain frequency that I live in. But I understand that what you have gone through, I do not wish it on other human beings. And we have gone through many things with our parents, with lovers, with past relationships, with pain. And these are parts of the journey of us coming back home, right? We live in a very, very, very crazy world. It's a very crazy world. I know. Okay, so let's continue to part 3, huh? Okay, so let's get to the final part of the video, part 3 of the twin flame cosmic frame. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Quick break. You know, we got to do that like YouTube professional thing. If you like the video, be sure to hit the thumbs up. It will help with the algorithm. Well, honestly, if you enjoy this message and you think other people need to hear it, hit the like video, comment your questions below, or comment something below, and subscribe. Why not? If you believe in what the message is that we are spreading, right? Not is please like the video, it doesn't take long, blah, 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 it's free. Nah, if you like it, just hit the like, right? That's common sense. Okay. Now, let us finish with the twin flame, cosmic frame. So let's recap really quick. Number 1, we talked about the spiritual essence. We went a little above the higher realms, some basic things, understanding where the twin flame came from, things, issues that may happen that you may be dealing with, and that is not to be understated. Number 2, we went to the things that you experience in the mind. Is it real? Is it not real? Who knows? Is it real? Is it still there? Is it not there anymore? It's real enough to affect your outlook and experience of the world. And now number 3, let us talk about your experience of the world. As I mentioned, our originating source is the higher dimensions. Now, I believe my mentor, Mark, he was saying there is 12 dimensions. You guys can comment on that. I'm not exactly sure. It doesn't matter that much, but I know there are higher dimensions of understanding where the creator comes from, where the source comes from, etc. Can anyone really pinpoint it? Who knows where the quantum physicist is at? Or Mark Houghton, are you watching this video? Do you have a video on this? You can explain it. But I know this. This is all you really need to know for this practicality of this teaching. There are higher dimensions. Is you where the source of you came from, which is this channeling this vessel. And there is also you here, this guy. That is also you. So your understanding and wisdom and knowledge and way of being and frequency and vibration can exist from here. But it's all expressed out here. And in between here is a bunch of shit that happens. A bunch of crazy things that can happen along the way, which we mentioned, the aforementioned, right? The soul group, the higher self, the bloodline curses, the ancestral history, the past lifetimes, they all happen somewhat here. And then it goes right here to around where your ego is, your mind, your personality, the traumas that are being held in your 3D body, spiritual body, right here. So the twin flame happens from here and it trickles down all the way to here. So our goal is to fix and to heal what's between here and exist happily with this understanding here. Make sense? So now we're going to finish up by talking about what's here. So part 3, the physical realm. The physical realm of which you and I express and experience and communicate with each other out here. As we know, or as you probably know, all things are a mirror of what's happening in here. So immediately what you can begin to look at, because your twin flame journey will really affect this as well. It'll start to awaken the truth, the desires, the seeking to be fulfilled inside of you. It will start to come out more. And here are some things that you can look at. So we're talking about number 3, the 3D realm. 3D realm. Good. Your outer environment. Your outer environment is a reflection of your internal world. It is your frequency that you are staying in the most, that you are really marinating yourself in. So I would like you to take a look at your outer environment, because it is a symbol and it is a reflection of the frequency that you are in harmony with right now. And all the things that I mentioned in the previous parts will affect this. All the way down to every single little object, little color, beverage, everything is a reflection of the state within. So I want you to do a quick check on your outer environment. Is this something you have been present enough to look at? Is there something that is empty out here? Is there something that is bothering you? Because it is from within. Now, mind you, let me add this. When you begin to heal and when you begin to shift these things that I'm speaking of, the outer environment will match, but it does not happen instantly. What happens on the outside may be brewing within for a very long time. How long? Nobody knows. Bob Proctor, someone who I'm a huge fan of, rest in peace, he said this, and he said this very well. We know the gestation period for a baby, right? A seed of a baby. We know the gestation period for a chicken. What we do not know the gestation period of is a spiritual seed. All we know is that we can plant the seed and cultivate it, and we do not know when it will come. Is that not the beauty of dreams? Is that not the beauty of desires? Is that not the beauty of being a human being, to create from a spiritual seed from within? The seed that you have within will one day be the dream that you cultivate. It is something to be nourished. It is something to be kept sacred. It is something to be loved. I encourage you to hold your dreams sacred. And if you do not see your dream in the physical reality yet, do not become discouraged. And the reason why I mentioned all those things in the beginning is because I live my dream right now. Right here. But to give you a time frame on that dream, in the physical time, it took about 9 years. But through the journey of the mind, through the journey of healing, through the journey of all these things, when you look back, you see each and every moment is shaping you into the person that you need to be to experience what you want to experience. So never become discouraged if you think it's taking too long. Who put the rule on your goal and your dream and your environment and your desires? Who said it had to be done at this time? We do not have the power of that. What we have the power to do is to be in here, be whole in here, and we will be whole out there. So I want you to look at your outer environment and to see how these things have manifested. Because much of your ability to manifest is related to your feeling within, your wholeness within, your connection with love within. So one, we're going to talk about the outer environment. What else is part of the outer environment? Your physical body. Oftentimes, as someone who does spiritual work, and as someone like you who understands these things, many of our illnesses and issues and sicknesses, diseases, are related to our mind and our state within. So if you have some things in your physical body going on, that is something to pay attention to. Because as you begin to do the shadow work, as you begin to do the healing, as you begin to examine your twin flame and yourself, you will even see that the issues that you are experiencing mirror within each other as well. Physical body, physical sickness, it goes back to generations, or it goes back to trauma, and it begins to manifest itself through a continued holding of a frequency that should not be there. As we and you and I and all of us are energetic beings, all things are just simply waves of energy. All things. Anger is a wave of energy. Hatred is a wave of energy. Disgust is a wave of energy. And illness is a form of energy. Your physical body is a form and a manifestation of condensed energy and an expression of what you have been holding in your mind, in your outer energy bodies, your auric bodies, and begin to manifest outside. But the physical body is easily affected by the higher realms and the 3D realm. For example, I can do this right here, and I can draw on this right here. So we have much influence over our physical bodies. But as you get to see and analyze yourself, the patterns, the relation, the lack, or the sturdiness, or the healthiness, it will become very clear to you what's going on. All these things do relate to the twin flame journey. Because think, there is a version of you that is full of love, whole, and perfected. And it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Through love. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Love. Real love. Real love. Not a love that comes and goes and wanes. It is a love that is pure, and it is a love that is constant, and it is a love that comes from within. Now, another thing we can look at in the physical realm is your wealth. What is your relationship to wealth? What is your relationship to wealth? What are the blocks behind it? Where did it come from? Who gave you these curses or limiting beliefs that you may have? Why do I bring this up? Because wealth is something in the spiritual community that people tend to shy away from. But you and I both know this. You got bills to pay, you got things to do, you got things to buy, you got that clothes you want, you got that car you want, you got that trip you want to take, and that all costs what? Money. But money and wealth are two different things. But what is your relationship with wealth? Where did it stem from? Did it come from your mama? Did it come from your daddy? Probably. Wealth is something I want you to look at in this relationship. The twin flame cosmic frame. Because I believe, and I believe the universe is set up for this way, that we are meant to constantly grow. Love, expansion, source is growth. It's growth. And all these things relate back all the way to the part 1 and part 2. You can see there's a connection between all of them. After this, let us talk about your satisfaction. What is your level of fulfillment and satisfaction in life currently? Because much of us, what we desire is freedom, and what we desire is fulfillment in life. And it's great because your relationship with your twin flame will reflect this. Your relationship with your twin flame, your relationship with yourself will reflect your day-to-day life and your day-to-day experiences, because we are the universe expressing itself. How truly satisfied are you with life? These are the tough questions that we must ask ourselves. And what is blocking you? What is blocking me? Satisfaction. How satisfied are you truly with life? Because there is something that we all know in the soul we are supposed to be experiencing. But there is something oftentimes that is blocking us towards it. So I want to bring that to light to you. In the physical realm, you can look at these things very clearly because they're right in front of you. Wealth is right in front of you, is measured in a number. Satisfaction and fulfillment, your outer environment, your physical body, all these things, your relationship with the world, how you experience the world. These are all things that we can never run away from, because these are all things that are giving us immediate feedback day to day. So I want you to look at these things. These are things on the surface level. All right, surface level, a lot of spiritual teachings, they really strive and go away from the surface level. You know, oh, you must be happy and you must let go of all the attachment to the material things. No, you don't. The highest form of wealth is spiritual understanding. But the most powerful people, I believe, are those with a high level of spiritual understanding and a high level of material wealth. Because those people can truly speak from a place of experiencing all that life has to offer. People on the twin flame journey, they can experience all life has to offer. Love, spiritual understanding, enlightenment, what we call enlightenment, and materialistic satisfaction. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with wanting to be all that you are supposed to be? What's wrong with that? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Do you think there's something wrong with that? Is it something that you were taught, programmed? Is it something you feel guilty around? These are things to examine, because these things affect your quality of life. They really do. They really, really do. So I believe I can stop this right here. As I continue to teach and express my understanding, there's just more and more things that I'm like, oh, I can say this, I want to say this, I want to say this, but I'll stop it right here because I don't want to backtrack. So that's the physical realm, right? All things are a reflection of the physical realm. The heart reflects in the outer expression of the face. So let's end it with that. That is the twin flame cosmic frame. Now, if this is interesting to you, once again, you can reach me at the following places. Where can you reach me? Well, first off, I would like to say, listen to this more than once, more than twice, 3 times at least. Catch everything. Do the work if there is work that needs to be done. Forgive your mother and father. Trust me. Liberate yourself from judgment and hate. Patience, development, heal energies. Understand there are some things that you can control. Understand there are some things that you cannot. And there are circumstances that we were brought into that affect us. And twin flame is a beautiful journey. It is a absolutely fantastically beautiful healing journey. And if you're on it, I wish you the best. If you want to reach me, you can, let's see. We just opened the other day the Vega Star Network. The Vega Star Network is ran by one of my former students, Master Height. He's doing great things for himself now. He's one of the main healers at the Scorpio Scriptures Healing Facility, and he's healed many of you guys on the Scorpio Scriptures. If you guys want to check out his testimonial, go to the vegastarnetwork.com. If you want help one-on-one with your twin flame, you can join the Vega Star Network and directly ask me questions there. If you want, like personal things. If you don't want personal things, you can comment your questions below or in future videos, and I will answer them if they are appropriate. And if you want to be a student of mine, check out scorpioscriptures.com for the twin flame cosmic frame coaching. I wouldn't even say coaching. That is some deep work that we can do together. Again, it is just for the people that resonate with what I do and the people that are part of my soul family. Originally, I was thinking of charging for this training. If I were to charge, I would have charged about $600 for everything I just taught you, because I learned it in the past 3 years. But this is a very simplified and condensed version of it. But I want to get this out for free, just so somebody one day in my soul tribe, in my soul family, in my soul group, can stumble upon the video and go, oh my God, this is exactly what I needed. This is exactly what I needed. That's what it's for. This video, to me, I see it as a distress signal. Boop, 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 boop. Calling all twin flames that are in the soul group of the Scorpio Scriptures. It's your time and it's my time to rise and ascend and be together as the light. You are the light of the world. And you know that. You know that. You know that. You know you have something in you, and you know you have something that you want to do. You are the light of the world, and I'm just here to encourage you to bring it out. So, That is that. You can reach me there. I hope you enjoyed the training. Once again, watch it again. Watch it then. See if anything triggers you. See if anything makes you angry. See if anything you don't disagree with. See if you don't disagree with it because you think I'm wrong, or you disagree with it because it challenges a belief in you. And I do say, I am not right 100% of the time. That is why I've been so hesitant to release such a video, such as I just did. 2 years ago, I made a video on the twin flame journey, and it was nothing like this. And maybe in another 2 years, I will go and teach again. All right? We're always growing and understanding. That is what it is. We continue to learn and we continue to grow. So once again, ScorpioScriptures.com. If you want to be a serious coaching mentee and transform, like really transform your life, you can check out Twin Flame Cosmic Frame. I'll post that below. You can also join the Vega Star Network if you want to have some people in your group, join your community, join our community, hang out with Master High. One day meet us at private events, connect with us. Sure, you're welcome. Welcome to come. And also, yes, check out my free audiobook below. It's called Master Level Alignment. This is the book that I wrote when I had a spiritual awakening. So if you want to listen to Jay's first book that I wrote after my spiritual awakening about 3 or 4 years ago, you can go and listen to that. And that really goes through before my love, the things that I found out about spirituality and entering alignment before I met my twin flame. And that will give you a thing that goes over like the chakras and healing and subconscious mind, unconscious mind, higher self. If those things you're not familiar with, you can have that ebook in the link in the description for free. Just go and hit it right there. I'll put the link below. So you can reach me at the Vega Star Network, ScorpioScriptures.com, and check out my free audiobook on Master Level Alignment, how to enter the universal flow of abundance. So those are all things for you here. I appreciate your time. All that YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe,